Well, welcome back to the Connect Network TV. So, our next guest, I'm excited for this segment. We're talking bloating. That's one of the things I hate most. What, like, when I'm bloated, Wendy, it's
So
not you.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Not
Nobody
you.
likes it.
Thank you. Do you ever bloat? I don't think I've ever seen you bloated.
All the time.
You
then,
look
I,
so
then, I have
amazing.
to, then I have to change like 50 times because it's so uncomfortable, right?
Oh my goodness. I love you. That's so funny and so true. Well, our next guests, Allie and Erica, they're both certified integrative nutrition health coaches with advanced coursework in hormone and gut health. And they're also the founders of the Courageous Wellness Collective and Courageous Wellness Podcast.
Please help us welcome Allie and Erica to the show.
Hey, ladies. Welcome. We talked about bloating and eating. Yeah. And when we do overeat, I think a lot of people feel like, well, tomorrow I'll make a better decision. Mm-hmm. But when you really look at gut health, the reality is the bigger your gut is, the more bacteria you're holding in your body every day. And that's when the health concerns can really begin. So what does the gut reveal? What can the gut tell us?
Yes. What can the gut reveal? Well, gut health is my favorite thing to discuss in wellness because I think we all understand it on some level, right? We hear about gut feelings or butterflies in our stomach, or even when it comes to our health, right? We understand bloating or an upset tummy, right? Like everything begins and ends in the gut. It's my favorite part of wellness. And, just some really fun facts about our gut health is that inside of our gut lives trillions of microbes that influence many different functions in our body. So in addition to absorbing nutrients from food during the digestion process, 90% of our serotonin, which is the happy hormone, lives inside of our gut. 70% of our immune system is inside of our gut. And even the foods we crave can be determined by the health of these microbes, right? And so it's really fascinating. And people do spend a lot of money on their health, but it really is, I think there's a lot of free resources that beyond food that can really help support our gut health.
So let's take a little detour and let's talk holistic nutrition, because that's another big part of your teaching. Can you give us a little bit more insight on this term, holistic nutrition?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. And it is intricately linked to gut health too. Our body is not, we have a system that compartmentalizes the body, right? Like if you need to go to a neurologist for the brain or a cardiologist for the heart, we have a system that we have all these different specialties. But in fact, our body is one thing working together, systems working together. And similarly, the way we look at nutrition is that it's not just the food on the plate. It's actually influenced by the way we nourish ourselves in all aspects of our life. And sometimes it translates to the food on the plate. So when we talk about holistic nutrition, it's not just looking at what's directly on the plate, but looking at all different aspects of our life and our lifestyle. So that can be things like what kind of movement we're getting, what kind of space we're in our career, are we having certain types of stress in our life, what is our spiritual connection to ourself, what are our finances like, what are our relationships like is a big one. And so all these aspects that we look at in our life inform our health and our nutrition in a holistic way. So that's really, yeah.
Clever and holistic, although it's spelled, HOL, but it's a holistic approach. Okay. So in case you forget, you guys can put that in the podcast later if you want to. The Courageous Wellness Podcast. So this is good. And a lot of medical terms, I think that's what can intimidate people. We hear, holistic nutrition. We hear metabolic health, like, what's metabolic health? So I think that's another big one. I know. What do we need to know about that as well?
Yeah, it's a great question, especially because I feel like metabolic health right now is kind of the new trendy, buzzy thing in the wellness space. Yeah. And there's some real value in what it's rooted in. And metabolic health in general, the way a medical professional would define it, is looking at the health through a few different factors, and everything from blood sugar to HDL cholesterol, triglycerides, just to name a few. We obviously are not doctors. So that's something that a doctor would look at to determine metabolic health. But the way we really work with it is, how does our energy work for us? And food can be an incredibly powerful tool in this journey of trying to maintain or create metabolic health, which long term is really, really important. And the way that Erica and I work with it specifically is really through blood sugar balance. It's very, very powerful on the day-to-day. It keeps us satiated. It keeps our energy levels up, avoiding the spikes and those crashes of low blood sugar and high blood sugar. And so throughout the day, it can really, really have an impact on our energy levels. But long term, it can really help prevent chronic illness like
diabetes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Who would have ever thought to monitor your blood sugar pre any issues, and then you really are in control of your life? So how about that?
Yeah. It's really powerful. It's a really powerful tool.
You also have free resources there too. Lots of resources and tips that are keeping people excited. So tell us what to expect on there. More of this, I know. And how do we check you out?
Yeah, absolutely. So we love to offer free resources because we believe wellness should be accessible to everyone. And so the podcast, we release episodes every single Wednesday on a wide variety of topics with doctors, experts, and industry professionals on mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual wellness topics. We also do one-on-one health coaching. So we offer free 30-minute consultations, and you can find that on our website, courageouswellness.net. We also have an event called Nutrition as a Tool, which we do for group coaching and corporate events. And you can find us on Instagram at Courageous Wellness. And we just wrote a children's book too. So hopefully that'll be coming to you soon to really start, health and wellness from the earliest age.
Amen.
You ladies are incredible. I love everything you're doing. And wow, a children's book. That's going to be so wonderful. Yes. Yeah. I'd love to hear more on that. And don't go anywhere. Coming up next, if you are finally ready to buy your first home, we've got the programs and the credit education you need after the break with Susie Reed.
That's right. Plus, Amanda Waters is in our social circle. If you've been planning to turn up the heat, Allie and Erica, I know the heat's already on over there at the Courageous Wellness Podcast. But if you at home are ready to turn up the heat on your Instagram and TikTok, Amanda is showing you how to make a reel that engages after the break.